Action. It's game number 1. Next play Evos and BREN Esports to battle it out.
Man, okay, Mystery Shop is going to be used here by Kyle TZ, handling the jungle position. So at some point, it is indeed going to be the Masha. Instead of moving forward for the XP lane, they are going to go to this one, but the aggressiveness coming in from Ogwen is as expected because there's not going to be a lot of, retaliation coming in from next play Evo. So all they need to do is to just give H2O some space, but Ogwen not giving any of it.
Yeah, speaking of space right now, it's still going to be the priority. Ogwen trying to lay H2, but on the side, Renegade needs to aid him as early as now. Yelly Haze.
Almost dying there.
Almost.
The regen is there for Yelly Haze, and now Few might be in trouble, but James, he's got to go out. He's got to go back to his lane. And so far, still no first blood in this game.
Yep, double Avarice also committed here by both of the side lanes, so they will be focusing on that mid lane and try to get the objectives as much as they can in this fight because it is going to be crucial for them because they have Donut, a Claude, not the best in early game positioning, but in the same way, if they would be able to get the necessary items right over here, it's going to be totally crucial in the upcoming team fights. And in the same way, for the side of BREN Esports, they have that early game advantage, so they need to maximize on that moving forward.
Speaking of maximization and space, it's up to the mid lane matchup right now. It's Yelly Haze and Few, both of the veterans, but right now, Yelly Haze needs to cover both vision and almost or early ganks as much as possible to give space for H2O.
And that's going to be extremely hard in Yelly Haze, considering that you need to manage your time well and land your skill shot. Super Marco with the great dodge to that Abyssal Arrow. But looks like NXPE, they're relentless. They're waiting for the entirety of BREN Esports to just respond. They go back off.
Good note, though, coming in from next play Evos to assist Donut coming in from the top side so that he would be able to get those energy shields and the minions in the same way because the pressure from Super Marco is just enormous at this point. Renegade, though, taking a lot of damage, but he'll take that if you're the roam, right?
Yeah, speaking of pressure right now, it's the gold lane that wants to be targeted by next play. It's the delay that you wanted to do. But now we're looking for a bit of a chill or taking a time off onto this pause.
I mean, we're talking about the gold lane, we're talking about Donut, we're talking about Super Marco, who performed really well last time around. Super Marco is definitely someone that you need to take care of if you want to win the gold lane matchup. And in your cameras right now, H2O, a lot of fans in the venue right now. You could hear them screaming whenever he's seen in the camera.
Just by the entrance, and the voice of God is saying H. Everybody's just screaming out.
You already know.
Ren. Oh my God! Everybody's going wild.
You already know what's about to happen when H2O is in the building. But not to mention this guy too, because he just managed to go back into this fight, but. Going back to the game, right? It was indeed, you're already seeing the rotations coming in from both of the teams. They want to go ahead from the gold lane, talking about next play Evos to assist, get on with the engages, and try to pick off Super Marco as early as possible because you don't want that Beatrix to get that maximum damage potential because it's just going to wreck you, man.
Yeah, and we are seeing an early possible gank with H2 there and Yelly Haze. One thing that they're seeing of is the late game danger window that they can get in the side of BREN Esports. Although, if BREN Esports can utilize that plan of next play Evos, they can either be counted from that moment. So if they continue with the path that you're saying right now, they could actually build proper momentum.
Yeah, and speaking of momentum, that's very important for a Selena, considering that landing your arrows, it feels like you're shooting threes. If you play basketball, you're a volleyball player. Am I kidding?
Bro, play basketball.
Sorry,
How about you?
I do mixed martial arts.
That's scary, bro.
That's not a team game, man. But like when we're looking at momentum, when you're playing Selena, you could practically compare it to shooting threes. When you get into that rhythm, when you get into that zone where you just shoot those threes, you land those arrows, it gets the ball rolling for your team. So it's important for next play Evos to go in, assume the driver's seat, even if it's still an even ball game. Try to land your arrows. If you don't land them, just try again. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? Losing the game. That's practically it.
And one thing to consider here, we're talking about instincts of these two key players. It's the mid lane. Few has been using this, right? And one thing that we're trying to look at is he knows how this hero goes. And now, since we're talking about all the possibilities, we go back to the game, and the first turtle is up.
Half HP here on the turtle. Kyle TZ gonna try to secure with an empowered sight, and he will get that with the retribution. So far, BREN Esports are not gonna go for a fight here in Pandora. just going to back off from James. And overall, that's a clean turtle take from BREN Esports.
This is what thing that they're talking about.
Oh, wait a minute. Yellie's landing an arrow on Few. Thalassophobia with the heal. Renegade caught off, and he might just die here. Abyssal Arrow lands once again. She can go out with a regen as well. And Ogwin, he can't catch him. The Hitman's too sleek.
He's still safe, and just the crowd is just going wild. And as you've noticed, Yellow Haze is still on level 3. It's about the A that he was trying to do on early game, and this is what it's talking about, Sona. It's the momentum that they need to continue.
And that was good outplay after outplay from both teams, right? Because we've seen Few was caught up in a little bit of a ruckus, but managed to swim away from that potential pickoff coming in from NXPE Evos. And even though it was somewhat of an overextension from Renegade, it's something that he's much willing to take, given that if it was successful, it would have been a possible pickoff for NXPE Evos. Unfortunately for them, that didn't happen, but we are still at a stalemate right over here, just 200 plus in terms of gold, although BREN taking the upper hand with the turtle take.
Yeah, it's all about Renegade here on the instincts. He has this identity way seasons back. It's the high risk, high reward plays he's trying to do for his team. But right now they're trying to be, or they want to be wary about, is the positioning of Ogwin throughout the map, as NXPE Evos wants to delay the gold lane.
Yeah, and Yellow Haze trying once again here in the gold lane while Renegade anchors the mid lane. So far in NXPE Evos, they've been trying to secure a lot of kills in the gold lane, but it hasn't been working out for the Neon Tigers.
Well, speaking of working out, it's James doing with the cut. The splits action continues to happen.
Oh, nice knock up, and look at that. The rough wave secures one kill, but it's 1-for-1 for now. Renegade goes down. Yellow Haze doesn't land Abyssal Arrow, but another kill goes to the hands of NXPE Evos.
It's a 2-0 trade, but now this sets up NXPE Evos for the second turtle.
That was just good surrounding coming from the side of NXPE Evos. They've managed to land the Abyssal Arrow, and then right after that, the Jit Kundo just come into play because of the bait that Renegade was consistently pulling off in like the first one. He was trying, you know, he was slowly pulling them down in like the first few minutes, and then all of a sudden it was again an immediate take, landing that Lord Pit coming in from the side of NXPE.
You can hear all the screams right now. It's NXPE Evos slowly being activated on this game, getting the second turtle of that match.
That's 1-for-1 turtles now, and Kyle TZ gonna quickly secure 2 camps here with Julian, but Yellow Haze on the back end switches to the shotgun. The garrote won't actually land, and so overall, BREN Esports, they survive another gank in the gold lane.
Oh, this is one thing that they wanted to pressure since early on. Donut is low on mana, but Ogwin is trying to utilize the space right now.
And one of the few things that I actually want to manage here is how James is consistently trying to cut the lanes as much as they can, so that they would be able to go ahead and try to focus on the remaining 2 lanes, which is going to be the middle and the top side. With James being able to take care of himself, that just goes to show that BREN Esports still has to worry about Super Marco being, you know, repeatedly being ganked here by the rest of the members of NXPE. And there you go again. It's Renegade just catching the attention of Kyle TZ, so the gank will not be possible for the side of BREN Esports, and they will disengage.
BREN Esports has eyes on the radar right now, but I wanted to point it out that you mentioned your Sona is James. One thing he's trying to do here is always to clear the XP lane. If it gives so much space for Renegade to rotate in from the gold lane to the mid lane, protecting the resources from this on.
There's so much action happening around the gold lane, and XP lane is left like an island once again. Renegade going in for the flashy play, but he might just pay the price for it, and he's gonna go down with a Super Marco shotgun to the face. BREN Esports, they're gonna secure a kill.
That's one thing about Super Marco and this Beatrix Sona. This is getting deadly by the moment if they keep on doing that.
Yeah, it's what Umin was talking about a while ago, right? If the pickoff was successful, it would have been good. But that was, you know, the previous gameplays that Renegade have showed us. This is a lineup that consists of mobility and durability. Even if you would be able to successfully take out that Ajit Kundo and Wave Dragon, there's still a 50-50 chance that you would be able to pick it off. Not to mention, Yellow Haze and H2O is only going to be your source of damage, and they're not going to be there at this point. But there you go. Damage courtesy of the Blade of Despair. That is going to be Donut moving back, and the turtle's going to be taken here.
NXPE Evos has damage right now, but BREN Esports is still on full straw on this rotation.
And they're going to secure that turtle. James will be zoning out a lot of people, and so far NXPE, they're just going to go out after that turtle take, except James, he might just get caught out. Pandora's not going to continue that fight anymore, and James just going to run back to his lane.
On to the objective.
No! What is happening? Kyle TZ almost killing James. Let's go to the gold lane. Yellow Haze half HP. Rough waves coming in from Few, but Renegade, he takes Super Marco with him. Here comes the shotgun. H2O does go for Ogwin instead. They're gonna take down Few, and they're gonna stop at that.
And this time it's the action onto the top lane. It's now the first kill of Donut gaining momentum. It's all about the timing here on how to freely farm as a club. But on the bottom lane, it's Pandora and James. Pandora taking out the bottom lane turret.
That's the real objective. You don't have to kill your enemy XP later.
Yeah.
All you got to do is trade waves, trade turrets.
Yep, and that is honestly one of the things that NXPE actually did very well from a while ago. They got the kill. They divided, you know, the team fight that BREN Esports was trying to fold. They divided it into the 3 different individual fights wherein they were able to get one. But unfortunately for them, it was 2 turrets, major objectives in the exchange that happened there for the side of BREN Esports. And this is what they actually like to play. If they get the space necessary for KLTC to create some space, given that they don't have any way to check the vision, and NXPE Evos has that through Yeti Haze and those abyssal traps, which is why they're freely roaming around the lane. But unfortunately, they're not using it as much, given the constant pressure of BREN Esports and a possible burst damage too.
Yeah, now Super Marco switched down lanes on bottom.
Oh, wait a minute, KLTC, he gets caught out in Few. He can't save his teammate NXPE. A clean execution there, and they're looking for more. Yellow Haze with a concealed play. Missile arrow won't land. They're going to protect the purple here, and BREN Esports, they're going to back off.
Yellow Haze needs more vision right now in order to counter BREN Esports rotation. How fast are they going right now with Ogwin? There's a lot of things that they need to worry about. The HP bars and also the shutdown from the back lines. The vision as well for BREN Esports. They're being countered on what to target here.
Yeah, and they're just slightly worried as to how they would be able to check the brushes because there's no mean first vision.
Oh, but hold that thought in the mid lane. A double knockup. Renegade takes down Few, and Donut will go with a blazing duet, just clearing out that minion wave in the mid lane. And they're gonna go back near the Lord area. Ogwin gonna buy some time, gonna buy some space for BREN Esports and NXPE. They're lurking around the corner. H2O with a fully loaded knockout punch. The knockout stance ready to find Ogwin sniffing out the jungler here. 3/4 HP. A double jab left to right. Yellow Haze won't land the abyssal arrow just yet, but Donut, he's gonna go back half HP here on the Lord. Are they gonna go with it?
This is one thing that they're trying to worry about from NXPE Evos. It's the ultimates and the setup of skill set of KLTC that they can be set up. This contest from the Lord is so challenging, not unless James diverts the attention of BREN Esports.
Yeah. And will the Lord reset here? James in a 5v1 scenario inside the lines of his enemy. They're gonna go in and reset the Lord. Pandora not gonna go into James, and so far BREN Esports and NXPE, they decided not to go for it anyway.
Yeah, they can't go for the commitment anymore because the I Am Offended has already been used by Pandora, and they need at least 2 types of crowd control skills to take control of what seems to be a very energetic lineup coming in from NXPE Evo. So as much as they want to go and check for the vision, just take a look at Ogwin, man. He just goes pure braveness, pure instinct because he doesn't know what to do. But that was wonderful picking in. It's just Ogwin taking the attention of everybody.
Oh, they got Few, and Few's gonna go down. Didn't even have the chance to go in with a rough waves, but BREN Esports, they did pay 1, but that's the Lord on their side.
Yeah, it's still going to be the kill for H2. They're trying to focus on with the trades here. I'm glad that you mentioned here, but Super Marco here has taken down XP. Evos.
Half HP, gone in a second. H2O with a double jab combo.
It's activation now for NXPE Evos, and now targeting the mid lane. It's the tower, but there's a Lord down bottom that they need to worry about.
Bro, just give him a 67-0 in terms of HP, man. That was crazy coming in, and it's just the mobility working for them after this point. But unfortunately for NXPE Evos, they need to be able to defend this remaining turrets that they have, most especially because the Lord is already marching. Although this is just, you know, a Lord that is not luminous just yet. But taking a look at the items right now, I like the build-up is already going to be there. 5 items secured here by KLTC, so the magic damage is absolutely going to be insane for them. But so will be the Claw, the landing down that Wind of Nature and Golden Staff, taking it in.
Yeah, but it looks like the Lord will be just easily taken down there. Are they going to go for a fight, though? I don't feel so.
I think NXPE Evos right now, they need to respect the boundaries of BREN Esports output damage right here. Because right now, they need to secure the lanes as well. They need to protect the base at all costs, especially now that Donut is almost getting 4 items. They need the damage to counter out the tankiness of BREN Esports.
Yeah, so many things happening, Sona, but look at the gold.
That's the thing, though. That is the slight problem. It's very, very tight. And just imagine the itemization coming in from both of the teams, right? Paquito, H2O, the reason why he's consistently trying to fight, reach the backdoor plays, not only because of the emblem that he has, the high-end drive, but also because of the physical penetration that he has with this Paquito. He knows that he will be able to access the backdoor plays, and he knows he will be able to pick off potentially at least one. You just saw the damage that he gave to Super Marco during that bot lane skirmish, and there was no way for that Beatrix to be able to escape at that fight. But taking a look at BREN Esports this time around, it is Pandora that is trying to get so much, you know, of the skirmishes, to get so much of the initiation, but it's just the thing, right? When the I'm Offended is gone, it's just a forced disengage coming in from BREN Esports.
That's a mistake that NXPE can be an advantage of, because right now, H2O has the mobility, has the strength to burst down one, but the problem here is Ogun is getting stronger heading into the mid game. And nothing to imagine, but how many defense items does he has right now?
Around 2 or 3 since he's playing the roam role, but he does have his key component there, I think the Guardian's Helm, that allows him to just never go home unless he's dead.
Yeah, that's a lot of vision, bro, and time.
Yeah, and in the same way, it's not only Ogwin building up to those defensive items. Pandora has also secured his Dominance Ice and the Athena Shield, so that will certainly be of help to that Abyssal Arrows that, you know, Yelly Hayes has been throwing away for like most of this game. And that is not only to at least pressure the teammates, but to also check the vision. But so far, 60% of health is going to be the Lord here. Is NXPE Evos aware of the situation, though?
Ogwen is just one man forcing out NXPE Evos.
Conceal, but Lord is already taken down. Renegade misses the flicker, but does land the kick. That's a 2-man knockup. And look at the Blazing Duet Donut on the back line. Super Marco going in at Yelly Hayes, but Yelly Hayes with a flicker. No knockup will land. The chains. Super Marco no longer alive. James will be trying to run away, but Kyle Teasy, he's going for it. No knockup will land. He's still alive. James running away. Yelly Hayes might be in trouble here, but the Lord is already taken down, and Yelly Hayes will come next. BREN Esports with the Lord, with the team fight 1 as well.
A trade of 2 to 3 right now. BREN Esports utilizing the mistake of Varenji from that setup.
Oh man, that was good frontline defense coming in from Ogwen and Pandora, but a push.
Oh, this is very risky for James. He's gonna go down. Renegade in a 3v2. Donut, massive Blazing Duet, but the damage is quite not there yet. And Donut, he's gonna go back with a BMI, but BREN Esports, they're gonna call out. They're gonna take the safe way out.
This is the defense that we're talking about. The items right now of BREN Esports are also strong enough to counter the damage output of NXPE Evo. So now,
yeah, there's already 3 major items coming in from Pandora and both the Masha coming in from Ogwen, so they already know how to handle the physical damage.
Oh no, H2 with an aggressive defense, just biting the dust there. Now Abyssal Arrow won't land. Renegade, he's the last line of defense here for NXPE. The 1 siege minion. They're locking in. Donut, he's gonna get knocked up and erased by the shotgun. And James, he's gonna try to defend. Are they gonna go for the base lock? Ogwin scratching his way down to a win. BREN Esports takes game number 1.
There you go, BREN onto the first blood onto this game, countering down NXPE Evos. It was the opening from mid-game.
They just dissected the defense, man. They know